Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. This video is going to be about the differences between cash versus margin accounts. So I'm going to talk to you about the positives and negatives of each one. So first off, let's talk about the negatives of having a cash account, and that's cash settlement. And what that means is that you need to wait for your cash to settle before using that cash to take another trade. It's called T+2 or transaction plus 2 days. So let me break down a couple solutions or scenarios here for you. First off, let's say you have $5,000 in a cash account, and then you use all of that buying power on a Monday. So you make trades, you use all that $5,000 up, and then you use and you close those positions on that Monday. You will have that cash settle and be available to use on Wednesday. So that's T+2 or transaction plus 2 days. Another option that you can do, there's several, but some of the most common are let's say you have $5,000 in an account, you can trade using half of your buying power and trade every single day. So you can, let's say, just use $2,500, use half your buying power, and then trade every single day and not have to wait for cash settlement. So one of the big negatives with a margin account is the Pdt rule if you have less than $25,000 in an account. So if you're not familiar with what the Pdt rule is, it's called pattern day trader or the Pdt restriction. So how that breaks down is, let's say you want to be a day trader and you want to make unlimited day trades. To be able to do that, you have to have at least $25,000 in a brokerage account. If not, then you get hit with the Pdt restriction if you have less than $25,000 in an account. And that restriction limits you to 3 day trades within a 5 calendar day period. So again, if you have the Pdt rule, you have less than $25,000 in an account, you can only make 3 day trades within 5 calendar day or trading day period. Another negative with margin accounts is you're losing borrowed money. So you'll actually have to pay back that borrowed money if you go upside down on a losing trade. So you're going to be very careful, right? So margin, I'm going to talk to you about some of the positives, and negatives are if you're not careful and you lose on borrowed money, that's not a good thing, right? Margin calls, so your broker may request more money as collateral at any time, and then you have to pay interest on that borrowed money, and it's higher risk, right? So just because you have the ability to make, which I'll talk about in a moment with the positives, you can make unlimited day trades over $25,000. That's a good thing, but there's also negatives that come along with it. So, losing on borrowed money, if you don't know how to trade, you got to be very careful. So now let's talk about some of the positives. So let's talk about the positives with cash accounts. Number one, there's no Pdt rule. However, you only have unlimited day trades up to your daily buying power. So, while you don't get the Pdt rule, you can only use it up to your daily buying power. But that's still a positive of having a cash account. No fees if you're using a commission broker. That applies to any broker, whether you're having a cash or a margin account. If you go with a no Pdt, or if you go with a broker that has no commission fees, same thing with a margin account. But practice, right? Cash accounts are a really great way to practice before you go and use an offshore broker. So an offshore broker is a way to get around that Pdt rule or pattern day trader restriction. But we always tell people, practice number one in a virtual account or paper trading account first, right? Then move over to a cash account and practice trading with real money in a cash account so you can discipline yourselves making, really good trades, right? Just a few really good ones, because you don't want to have unlimited trades before you know how to trade, because that's how people blow up their brokerage accounts, by not practicing that discipline, by having that discipline, right? So you want to be a disciplined trader. So practice in a virtual account first, then use a cash account. Practice, making really disciplined trades. When you're good and you have your trading style and you're comfortable, then maybe look to go to an offshore broker, right? Margin positives. Biggest one, no Pdt rule. So if you have over $25,000 in an account, have at it. You can make unlimited day trades, no restrictions. So that's the biggest thing. So again, anything can be turned into a negative as a positive. It's great you can have unlimited trades. However, you need to know how to trade, right? But the good news is once you know how to trade, and you have at least $25,000 in an account, and you have a margin account, then you can make unlimited trades and there are no restrictions. And then increase buying power. So it allows you to trade with borrowed money. So you can go out there and use margin to trade, use your account as leverage, to trade with borrowed money, which is great when you know, again, how to trade. So having that extra buying power, could be a negative if you don't know how to trade. That's why we always suggest highly practice in a virtual account first, use fake money, discipline yourself, find your trading style, move to a cash account, practice making disciplined trades, and then look to go over to a margin account. And if you don't have the $25,000 to open the margin account to get the unlimited day trades, then you can look when you're comfortable into getting an offshore broker, let's say CMEG or U stock trade.